So this is our final class, but we're still going to have vocabulary. I know it's weird, but well, that's the way it is. Not a lot of vocabulary, just these 4 phrases. And they're kind of fun. So the first one is to lose your nerve. So when you lose your nerve, it has nothing to do with nerves, really. So let's say you want to do something that takes a lot of courage, right? You either want to ask somebody out, or maybe ask somebody to marry you, or you want to tell your boss that he's a moron, right? You have to work up the courage to do it, right? You can't just, wake up in the morning and go tell your boss that he's a moron. You have to work up the courage. You have to psych yourself up, right? And then you walk into your boss's office and you lose your nerve because you realize that you're going to lose your job, right? So basically losing your nerve is like losing the courage to do this thing. The next one is cologne. What is cologne? If the C was a capital C, it would be a city in Germany, right? A big city in Germany, Köln in German. And this word describes an aftershave, a perfumed water that men use, I guess, right? Yeah, you dab it behind your ears. And so that's cologne. Cologne, yeah, that's a G. Yeah, cologne, right. The third one is to write something out. And we've had this one a couple of times. This one is so hard to remember and to use. So let's say you're in school and you have a teacher who's really good. Let's say, a math teacher. And you really like him. Everybody likes him in your class. And then he gets sick and he has to stay home for a month. And you get a substitute teacher. And she's a real bitch, right? Like a horrible, horrible woman. And so you go to complain to the principal. And you're like, we can't do this. She's horrible. We hate her. She hates us. And the principal are like, there's nothing we can do. We don't have enough teachers. So you're going to have to write it out. You're just going to have to, in a month from now, she'll be gone and you'll have your original teacher back. So just write it out. Meaning there's no solution to this. There's nothing you can do. Just suck it up. Just wait until it's over. Just write it out. All right? And the last one is to sink in. So sinking, right? A ship sinks. Not good news for the ship or the people on it. But when some information sinks in, that means that somebody tells you something and you don't realize how important it is right away. So somebody tells you, I don't know, you're not going to be able to do this for the rest of your life. And you're like, okay. And then a minute later, it sinks in and you're like, oh my God, I won't be able to do that? Ever? That's horrible. So that's sinking in. So it takes a while for some kind of information to sink in. Česky. Odzhora. I lost my nerve. Vyměknout. Ztratil odvahu. To je přesně ono. Cologne je teda kolínská. Write out. Je to tough it out, stick it out, wait it out. Všecko to má stejný význam. Vydržet. Přesně tak. A nebo přečkat. To přečkat, to si zapamatujete dobře. U toho vydržet, to je podle mě výborný překlad a je tam veliký problém, že prostě těch vydržet je hrozně moc různých v češtině. My jsme tady měli minulý týden nebo předminulý jiné vydržet. Jako moc dlouho jsem v té práci nevydržel. Jaké tam bylo sloveso? Last. To je úplně jiné vydržet. So I didn't last very long. A poslední, sink in. Docvaknout, ano. A ten podmět je tam jakože ta informace. So it didn't sink in at first. All right. So we went to see a movie together, this girl and I. And we were 16 years old. And we had been hanging out for a while. We were friends, but that was it, right? And I was in love with her. I was crazy about her, and she had no idea. And I didn't tell her, of course. And she had no idea how I felt about her. And then I figured, because people kept asking us, people would ask us, are you two a thing? Meaning, are you dating? Is this official? And she would say, no. And I would say, no. Like when, so people would ask, like, are you two a thing? And I would say, nah, not really. And then I was like, so we spent a few weeks just hanging out. And then I was like, I want to make this official. I want us to be a thing. And I didn't tell her, of course, because I was 16. So I figured that a good time to, like, ask her out officially would be during a movie. Because she couldn't run away, right? You're in a movie theater. If I ask her out, she's going to have to sit there and respond. So that was my plan. I was like, we're going to go see a movie, and I'm going to ask her out, like, officially. And I was extremely nervous, and I was really worried that I would screw up somehow, because, I always did. And so it didn't go smoothly at all. So first off, I went to the bathroom to put some cologne on, right? Wanted to smell good. And the cologne came in a packet, and I tried to open it with my mouth, and I accidentally swallowed some of it. I don't recommend it. Not a good thing. Don't eat cologne. If you ever feel like eating cologne, not a good thing. So I didn't do it on purpose, obviously. I accidentally swallowed some of it while opening it. So that was not a good start. And then the movie started, and for an hour, I just couldn't work up the courage to ask the question. I just couldn't. Like, I would open my mouth a number of times, and I'd be like, and then I would lose my nerve. I'd be like, oh, shit. And so an hour into the movie, there was a scene with a couple, a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And in my head, I was like, it's now or never. This is my last chance. So I turned to her and I said, that could be us, And then I waited. And it felt really good hearing those words come out of my mouth. And for a second, I actually felt pretty good about my chances. I was like, this is going to work. She's going to say yes. And then I looked over, and the poor thing was totally confused. I mean, all I saw was like total confusion. She just stared straight ahead. And she totally didn't see it coming, obviously. I mean, she had no idea how I felt about her. And so she just stared straight. There was a very awkward silence. And she didn't speak. And it just went on forever. And I didn't know what to do. And she basically pretended like she didn't hear me, but she did. I knew that she had heard me. And now I had a choice to make. I was 16 years old, and this was really awkward, and I felt very uncomfortable. And a 16-year-old boy, the only way to deal with an awkward situation like this is to talk, like on and on, about anything. Because the more quiet it is, the more awkward it is. You just have to like cover it up by just talking about, just babbling. And so that was my first instinct. My first instinct was either to laugh it off, like, oh, that was just a joke. Or to just say, oh, whatever, it's a good movie, right? I just like... And thankfully, I was smart enough, even at that age, to realize I'd better keep my mouth shut. I was like, I need to be quiet now. I need to ride out this awful silence. And I just need to bite my tongue and just wait for her to figure it out. So I just sat there and I closed my eyes and I prayed for her to figure it out. And eventually she did. And that's the whole story. So yeah, not so. There's no ending. This is it. That's the story. Just figure it out, right? Why am I staring ahead like this? I'm staring straight ahead, and I'm not saying anything. Why is that?
Like that?
No. I'm what? Yeah. Yep. A few seconds ago, actually. So what were the words? So there's a guy sitting next to me, right? He's about my age. And he has just made his feelings known to me, right? So how does he feel about me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He wants us to be a couple. He wants this relationship to be official, right? So what's the relationship now? We hang out. We just hang out. We're friends. We hang out. We have fun. But he wants there to be more, right? And has it ever occurred to me that this might be happening? Never. I had no idea. I mean, I'm having a great time. I have a good time. I like hanging out with him. But I had no idea that this is how he felt about me. So, all right. So where am I right now? Yeah, in a movie theater. I'm in a movie theater, and he has just asked this. It wasn't a question. No, he pointed at the screen, right? And he said, "Well, that could be us," because what was on the screen? Another couple, right? There was a romantic couple, boyfriend and girlfriend, and so how far into the movie is this? Like, is this the beginning of the movie, the ending of the movie? Yeah, it's an hour into the movie. So was that the plan originally, to wait for an hour? Not at all. He just... Yeah, for him to get up or work up the courage. It took him an hour. So he just wanted to get it off his chest right away. That was the original plan. Like, the movie starts, and I'm going to ask her out. And then he couldn't. Like, he would open his mouth, and then he would lose his nerve. And that happened over and over again. So I would, look over, and I would see him opening his mouth, and I'd be like, what? And he'd be like, nothing. Over and over again. And then, when he saw that scene in the movie, he was like, it's now or never. So he finally got up the courage to ask me that. And my response was, what? Because I didn't see it coming at all. So, all right. So we're sitting next to each other. I'm staring straight ahead. What is he doing? Sitting there, staring straight ahead too. Now, this is impressive, actually. To a girl, this is impressive, because how would you describe the situation? Awkward. It's very awkward, and he must be feeling extremely uncomfortable and embarrassed, right? So what would be, an average boy's reaction to a situation like this? Laugh it off, or just talk, babble about whatever, right? One of these two things. Either laugh it off, make a joke about it, or just start babbling about whatever. If he had done either of those things, what would that have meant in terms of our relationship? It's over. It's over. If he does either of these things, you don't get a second chance, right? At this age, you have one shot at it. You have one shot, and you have to nail it. You have to get it just right. And he did. I mean, I expected him to start babbling, and he didn't. He had the inner discipline to just sit there and wait for me to figure it out, right? He just let the information sink in, and he bit his tongue. You have to bite your tongue. Like, he just wanted to talk. Like, his whole body was telling him, start talking, this is awkward. And he bit his tongue, and he waited for me to figure it out. And did I? Yep, eventually I did, right? So, yeah, now we're a couple. So, anyway, when he turned to me and said, that could be us, my first response actually was, what the hell is that smell? Right? Because you don't expect, when somebody turns to you and starts talking to you, you don't expect to smell cologne. Right? And I was like, what the hell is that? So then I didn't ask him about it, and it wasn't until later that I said, what was that? I mean, you smell like... And he was like, yeah, I know. So what happened? Yeah, swallowed. Yeah, he accidentally swallowed some cologne. Yeah, in the bathroom while he was opening the packet. Yeah, it's a packet. So he was opening it with his mouth, and he accidentally swallowed some of it. And so that's why he smelled so weird. All right. So here's the last question. When he said, that could be us, how did he feel right after? Relieved. Well, first of all, relieved. That's good. And also, for a while, he was really... I should shut up. That was later. But for a while, he was like... He was expecting a response. And he felt good. Like, he felt it felt really good hearing those words come out of his mouth. And he felt good about his chances. He was like, this could work. This could actually work. She's going to say yes. And then he looked at me and he saw confusion. Like my face was like confused. I was like, what? I had just, my eyes just popped. I was like, what? So yeah. So that's what happened. So now to be fair, he did drop it on me like a bomb. Like I totally didn't see it coming. And he acknowledged it later. Later he was like, I'm sorry. I know you didn't see it coming. I dropped it on you like a bomb and you had to deal with it. But yeah, we did really well. And we're a couple. Okay. Right. Tam bylo velice pěkné. She had no idea how he felt about her. How he felt about her by v češtině bylo co? No, co k ní cítí, jo. Přemýšlí si. Co k ní cítí? Asi jo. Jsem přemýšlel nad něčím trošku jako hovorovějším, ale nic mě nenapadá. She had no idea how he felt about her. Neměla tušení. Ale asi jo. OK, zaskočilo ji to. Jedna možnost. Caught her off guard je výborné. It caught her off guard, nebo she was caught off guard. To je skvělé. Nebo she didn't see it coming. To by tam bylo paradně. She totally didn't see it coming. Upřeně se dívala před sebe. She was staring. Tam bude jiné. Straight ahead. Tam byla ahead. She was staring straight ahead. Abych ji nekřivdil, já jsem to na ní opravdu jako hodil tu informaci. Abych ji nekřivdil. Jedna možnost jsem tam použil, jako to her credit, ale to má trošičku posunutý význam, jako, ale jo, je to hrozně podobné. To her credit je, jako musí mi pochválit za to, že. Což tady za nic chválit nebude. Tady akorát se říct, abych ji nekřivdil. A je to podobný obrat. To be něco. Fair. A to be fair je parádní. To be fair, jako musím uznat, že. Abych ji nekřivdil. A pak tam bylo to, že to na ní prostě... Já ani nevím, co... Že to na ní vybalil, to je ono. Tak jak by to šlo, jakýma slovíčkama? Drop. Aha. A on to tam jako zdůraznil. On řekl, I did drop it on her. Jako je pravda, že tím to vlastně zdůrazníte. I did drop it on her like a bomb. A to druhé B už se nesmí číst právě. To vůbec. Bomb. Jenom. I did drop it on her like a bomb. Tyž, to musíš prostě nějak vydržet. You have to write it out. Přesně tak. A tam v tom textu to write out bylo ve vztahu k tomu trapnému tichu. Říká, there was a very awkward silence and I just knew I had to write it out. Že to musím si zatnout zuby. On se teda kousl do jazyka, což nevím, jestli v češtině se používá. I bit my tongue. Říká se to? I bit my tongue. To musíš se prostě... Jo? OK. Tak jo. V podstatě je to určitý typ jako zatnutí zubů, to by tam taky šlo. Počkej, až jí to dojde. Pomocí toho sink in by to šlo říct. Tak, jedna možnost, give her time, ale tam stejně musí být to it ještě, protože ona vlastně nesynkuje in ta osoba, ale ta informace. Takže v tom případě by to bylo lepší let it sink in. Jo, let it sink in. Počkej, až jí to docvakne. Sbírám odvahu něco říct. A tam je dal ten průběhový ještě. I'm working up the courage to say something. Byl strašlivě nervózní. Kdybyste chtěli vyjádřit, to byl strašlivě nervózní. Extremely, výborně. Extremely je fakt parádní slovíčko. Aha. A jedna věc, co jsme tady nikdy neměli, protože mě se to nelíbilo nikdy, tak je normální super, které se v dnešní americké angličtině používá přesně v tomhle významu. Oni to říkají pořád. Jakože ne ve významu, že něco je super, ale oni říkají, někdo je hrozně nervózní, hrozně šťastný, tak tam to používají. He was super nervous. Byl šíleně nervózní. Teď tam se to nebojte používat, tam to fakt zní dobře. Šlo to naprosto hladce? Went smoothly, přesně tak. Takže go smoothly, tady teda byl opak. Říká, vůbec to nešlo hladce. It didn't go smoothly at all. Šli do kina. To see a movie. They went to see a movie. Přesně tak. Teď bych to probírat nechtěl. No, oni tam zdůrazní to teď. Now is Not a good time. Přesně tak. Now is not a good time to discuss it. Nebo this is not a good time to discuss it. Protože on si vlastně říkal, napadlo mě, že ideální by to bylo probrat během filmu. To napadlo mě, byste mohli říct I figured, nebo I thought, obojí tam může být. I figured that, že ideální by to bylo probrat během filmu. I figured that a good time to ask would be. Jo, to je úplně ono jsou to strašně jednoduché slovíčka, ale je to úplně jinak poskládané. That a good time to ask her out would be during a movie. Vy spolu jakože chodíte. Are you two a thing? Jako to, on je to hrozně hovorový, ale are you two a thing? Dating v pohodě. Dating je nejčastější. Hanging out neznamená chození. Hangout je jakoby trávit čas, ano, jako trávit čas spolu. Date už je vyloženě jako randit. A nepokazme to. Let's not screw up, nebo screw it up, tam může být obojí. Let's not screw it up. Pak tam byly už jenom tak 3-4 obraty. Byl tam pěkný obrat. For a second I felt good about my chances. For a second I felt really good about my chances. Jak jsme to řekli česky? Chvilinku jsem trošku slabší. Chvilinku jsem měl dojem, že I felt really good about my chances. Že to ano, že by to mohlo být. Že to může dobře dopadnout. Ale v podstatě ano. Jo, v téhle situaci asi ano. Jo. A to je dobré. Feel good about one's chances je pěkné spojení. Jako měl jsem, že by to mohlo vyjít. Ztratil jsem odvahu. I lost my nerve. Přesně tak. A poslední, byl to super pocit. Aby jsme to neříkali doslova. Není nic špatného na tom, když řeknete it was a great feeling. Ale už podle toho akcentu, tak jim to říkám. Takže je dobré tam použít to feel přímo jako sloveso s podmětem it. A říct jenom it felt great. A my to vůbec nepoužíváme, to je strašně jednoduché, my to nepoužíváme. It felt great. Byl to super pocit. Bylo to úplně skvělé. It felt great. A úplně poslední, chtěl jsem, aby to bylo oficiální. Chtěl jsem, aby jsme byli dvojice. Chtěl jsem, aby to bylo oficiální. Jedna možnost to make it. To je výborně. Tímhle to obejít. A nebo I wanted it to be official. I wanted it to be official. A chtěl jsem, abychom byli dvojka. I wanted us to be a couple. I wanted us to be a couple. Takže jste dvojčata, 10leté, a dostali jste projekt do školy povykládat celé třídě, jak se tatínek s maminkou seznámili. Daddy asked mommy out during a movie. She totally didn't see it coming. Morálka upadá. All right, so yeah, I know. yeah. Well, so we're done for the year, and I had a great year. This group just kept getting smaller, but you've been great the whole time, and I hope you had a good time. I know you can't. I mean, you can't have a good time in a language class. I mean, that's not something that... I mean, you can leave thinking, yeah, that wasn't a total waste of time. I mean, that's the best I can hope for. I mean, no one comes to an English class like all excited, good. Everybody's like, But I think the classes were good. You did great. And I get the impression that you don't know that. I always get the impression like everything, oh, we're horrible. We suck. And the thing is, as you get better, I keep tightening the screws, right? I keep making it harder for you. I can't let you feel good about yourselves, right? You either feel good about yourselves or you make progress. You can't have both. Right? So I make you feel miserable. But part of that is you get better. And you got a lot better. And this year was great. So anyway, I hope you'll be back in the fall. I would love to see you back in the fall. But either way, thank you, and have a great summer, everybody. And don't study at all. Don't study. You've done the hard work. Don't feel guilty if you don't do anything for the next 4 months. That's fine. It's totally fine. Anyway, thank you. Have a great summer, everybody.